Bronson Reed sends an angry message after being accused of copying Rhea Ripley. Bronson Reed, known for his imposing presence and powerhouse style, recently found himself at the center of an unexpected controversy when a fan accused him of copying Rhea Ripley's signature taunt. The incident unfolded after Reed appeared in a promotional video hyping Raw's upcoming moves to Netflix, where he was seen stomping the ground during his entrance, something that is famously associated with Ripley, the former women's world champion. While the fan's comment might have seemed like a harmless joke, Reed was quick to fire back, emphasizing that the stomping taunt was something he had been doing long before Ripley became a WWE superstar. According to Reed, the taunt was part of his wrestling repertoire long before Ripley's rise to global stardom, especially during their early days together in the Australian independent wrestling scene. The pair shares a deep bond that dates back to their time on the Australian indie circuit, where both Reed and Ripley began their wrestling journeys. Though they've never had a formal on-screen interaction in WWE, the two often share friendly banter on social media, further highlighting their long-standing relationship. This connection dates back to their early careers, when they were still cutting their teeth in the industry before moving to the global spotlight. As they both rose in prominence, their mutual respect for each other never faded, and they continued to cheer each other on. Reed's response to the fans' accusation was both pointed and matter-of-fact. He reminded everyone that the stomping taunt was something he had been using in his matches back in Australia, when Ripley used to attend his events as a fan and fellow wrestler. In fact, according to Reed, Ripley herself would vouch for the authenticity of his use of the move, confirming that he had been performing it long before WWE fans saw her use it on the grand stage. "I've been stomping the entry stairs since Rhea used to come watch me back home in Australia. Don't be a douche. She'd tell you the same thing," Reed stated, clearly unbothered by the accusation, but setting the record straight in no uncertain terms. His message was clear. The taunt is part of his wrestling identity and was never an imitation of Ripley's style. This exchange sheds light on the camaraderie that exists between the two Australian wrestlers, who have often supported each other throughout their careers. It also highlights the kind of playful rivalry that can emerge between friends in the wrestling world. While fans may see similarities in their moves, it's important to remember that both Reed and Ripley developed their personas and in-ring styles independently, each carving their own unique path to success. Reed's fiery response also raises an important point about the nature of professional wrestling and the ways in which moves and taunts can be shared or mimicked within the industry. Wrestling is a highly creative and competitive art form, with performers constantly evolving their characters and styles. It's not unusual for wrestlers to share similar moves or gestures, as they often draw inspiration from each other, but that doesn't necessarily mean one is copying the other. In this case, Reed's use of the stomp reflects his personal evolution as a wrestler and should be viewed as part of his ongoing journey, rather than a direct imitation of Ripley. In the world of professional wrestling, fans can often blur the lines between reality and storyline, and moments like this highlight the power of social media to amplify small incidents. But for Reed and Ripley, the exchange was likely nothing more than a brief misunderstanding. Both wrestlers have a great deal of respect for one another, and their long history in the Australian wrestling scene proves that any accusations of copying are unfounded. Reed's response serves as a reminder to fans to approach such accusations with a bit more understanding. In the end, both Bronson Reed and Rhea Ripley are uniquely talented athletes who have earned their place in WWE with hard work and determination. And while they may share some stylistic similarities, each wrestler brings something different to the table, making them both stand out in their own right. Bronson Reed knew Rhea Ripley was destined for WWE stardom. Bronson Reed has always believed in Rhea Ripley's potential to be a major star in WWE. Though their friendship is rarely mentioned on WWE programming, Reed and Ripley share a close bond that dates back to their early days in the Australian independent wrestling scene. In a recent interview, Reed opened up about how he first saw the spark in Ripley, even before she made her mark in WWE. He recalled how Ripley would attend his matches as a fan when he was wrestling on the indie circuit. At the time, She was still a newcomer to the world of professional wrestling, but Reed could already see something special in her. She used to actually come to the independent shows when I was wrestling, and she was a fan, Reed explained. And then I remember she started training, and I was like, oh, this girl's gonna be famous. I could tell straight away. There was something about her. Reed's instinct about Ripley's future success proved to be spot on. As Ripley began to train and hone her skills, Reed quickly realized that she had the drive and talent necessary to make it big in the wrestling world. He had no doubt that she would eventually make it to WWE and succeed on the global stage. I was like, if she signs with WWE, she'll be off and running, and it happened, Reed said. His confidence in Ripley was clear, as he pointed out that the star we see today was always inside her, waiting to emerge. However, Reed also acknowledged the challenges Ripley faced when she made the leap to WWE. Like many wrestlers who signed with the company, Ripley had to navigate the pressure of fitting into WWE's mold while still staying true to herself. I think the Rhea you see now was always in the Rhea before, but I think when she signed to WWE, and this happens as well, that you feel like you have to not change yourself, but you have to be a certain way, Reed noted. For Ripley, that transformation has clearly been a success. Today, she is one of the top stars in WWE's women's division. Her journey from the independent circuit to becoming the dominant force in WWE is a testament to her hard work, dedication, and undeniable talent. Ripley has consistently impressed fans and critics alike with her in-ring ability, charisma, and powerful presence. She is now set to challenge Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship, a major milestone in her career. On the other hand, Reed is currently sidelined due to an injury he suffered during the high-stakes Survivor Series War Games event. While he remains out of action for the time being, his belief in Ripley's abilities and his own journey in WWE continue to inspire fans. Reed's current injury may prevent him from competing for a while, but his confidence in Ripley's trajectory remains unwavering. Both Reed and Ripley have come a long way since their days on the Australian indie scene. As Ripley prepares for her next major WWE milestone, Reed is no doubt cheering her on, just as he always has. Their friendship and mutual respect serve as a reminder of the deep connections wrestlers often form, and the powerful bonds that can help propel them to greatness. Both Reed and Ripley have come a long way since their days on the Australian indie scene. As Ripley prepares for her next major WWE milestone, Reed is no doubt cheering her on, just as he always has. Their friendship and mutual respect serve as a reminder of the deep connections wrestlers often form, and the powerful bonds that can help propel them to greatness.